I just realized I should probably put in what type of run I'm doing. I'm doing Meteor this year, or I'm doing a Meteor run. Not sure if I'll do more. It's time. So we're doing a Meteor run this time, which basically just says you can get any job, including Mime and Freelancer. They also made the options more granular. If you haven't played Fiesta in a while, they added... There's a ton of options now, actually. It's not just like... You log in with your Google account rather than doing it through Twitter now because, you know, Twitter's completely dog shit. And you can... Like, you can do combinations of stuff now. So I think beforehand, I think it was like... Meteor runs, I think they always had a chance to... Oh, music drowned me out. Shut up, Star Fox 2. Sorry. Yeah, it used to be that you could only do it like specific ways that were preset, but now they have a lot of granularity, so you're allowed to customize options, which is nice. I have pre-rolled my jobs this year because I saw Geomancer and I was like, oh god, do I really want to do yet another year of Geomancer and Red Mage and Dragoon? So I pre-rolled all the jobs. I didn't choose them myself. I just rolled them all ahead of time, so it is still random, but we've gotten Geomancer, we got Chemist, we got White Mage, and we got Freelancer. And Chemist on its own is kind of... Chemist and White Mage alone is easily a free win, but then Freelancer's nice because that gives me a lot of defense. Without Freelancer, we wouldn't really stand up super well to physical attacks. Because Geo, Chemist, and White Mage are all pretty squishy classes, so Freelancer lets us slap on some armor, shields. Also, it means that we can effectively run Chemist but better, because Chemist's the big thing that Chemist really has going for it is the fact that they get to mix. They're kind of a mediocre class otherwise. So the fact that we just effectively have Freelancers that we can just slap on a mix command in GEO, and actually we could just kind of do... We got a lot of utility. There's a lot of utility available. I'll probably just end up running like White Mage Mix Freelancer, like White Magic, and then everything else will be some mix. Probably Mix will show up a bunch though. Alright. Goodbye Star Fox 2 OST. Quiet. Yeah, we're gonna do some Fiesta. I was about to do a career day, and then I realized, oh right, it's Fiesta season. It has officially started. But yeah, I have a curse of, like, always getting Geomancer. I don't know why. From day one, I've been afflicted with the Geo curse. Beastmaster, Time Mage, Black Mage, Freelancer. That's pretty good. Freelancer on its own is a fantastic get because they can use any piece of gear in the game. Time Mages are really nice because they get haste, they get, you know, Hasteга, you can get quick, so there's options for, like, multiple turn shenanigans. Black Mage is hell of damage if you hit weaknesses. And that's a nice little combo with your Time Mage or Freelancer, whatever you want to throw on. Then Beastmaster requires a little bit more finesse, but they can do some goofy stuff too. My favorite is if you capture... I think yellow dragons are the ones that give you the all-target lightning spell that deal percentage-based damage. So if you capture 4 copies of yellow dragons and throw it at Ned, you just effectively delete 75% of his HP. So Meteor Run specifically is a Fiesta run where you can get any job at any crystal, basically. Because normally the Fiesta default vanilla status is... you get jobs from that crystal and only that crystal. So, for example, your first Wind Crystal jobs, you can get Knight, Red Mage, Black Mage, White Mage, Thief, or Blue Mage. And then going forward, Water Crystal is potentially, you can get Beastmaster, Red Mage, what else is on Water Crystal? Is Summoner on Water? No, I thought Summoner was red. And so on and so forth, kind of like that. You get one roll of a specific pool at each crystal, but Meteor makes it so you can just roll any crystal at any place. That is not our file. I have preloaded a file outside the Wind Shrine because I have done the intro to this game like at least 200,000 times at this point. Not exaggerating. So we're just outside the Wind Shrine. I don't know if we have our jobs yet. We do. Okay, so we basically just done the part up to the Wind Shrine where you go fight Bird and hold down A bit and don't attack when the tail is up, otherwise it counters with a laser. So I was smart beforehand that I made a Fiesta Seed file. So let me just save over a different one here. Scrab. Alright, so to start with, we gotta go Geomancer. Technically, I could also use White Mage and Freelancer, but let's play it in the spirit of the rules, like you're supposed to reveal them in the order they show up in, so... Now the game is loud, really? Game's barely peeking up to yellow. Am I just quiet today? Alright, I'm gonna lower it a little bit more. Let's see if that's any better. Let me make sure I didn't put any whack-ass filters on my mic or anything. Yeah, no, my compressor and limiter stuff, that's all off. So it shouldn't be like dipping my volume at all. Unless I fuck with the game knob on the back, but I didn't touch that. I'm still on cardioid. I'm speaking into the butt. Yeah, I don't know. It's not even loud, just like the exact same volume as my voice. Okay. Let me actually, I'll put my microphone a tiny bit closer. Alright, so yeah, we saved over slot 1. Yeah. Alright, so technically we're still going to be rocking Freelancer for a bit. So the nice thing is we can, once we get the dragon, we can run down to Tycoon. And we can grab us some treats. We can grab the katana, we can grab the Ashura. We can pick up a nice little, what's it called? Healing rod. Weird though, I've been playing Fiesta. Or not Fiesta, I've been playing Career Day for so long now that I'm not used to running at regular speeds. Yeah, the nice thing with Freelancer is that once you learn an ability on any of your other jobs, you can go back to Freelancer and slap it on there. And the idea is that if you're playing under normal circumstances, you grab all the good skills that you want and then slap them on. In Fiesta, it's a little bit more limited, but still pretty useful. And the other nice thing is that Freelancers don't have any real equipment limitations, so you can just slap on whatever. I don't remember, can they just use ribbons straight up too? I think Freelancers are allowed, they're allowed to use ribbons, right? Yeah, I'm running a Meteor, so very, very defensively strong. We should be able to tank a lot of hits, because we'll be able to, you know, do shell and protect and all that stuff. And then, you know, with all the mixes we can do, we can effectively become level 99. Just gonna grab some Schwartz for everybody, because we got Freelancers. So I might as well just get some heavy weaponry. Actually, do I? Oh no, right, Ferris I can't equip her until, sorry, I mean him. Ferris is a man. what are you talking about? Ferris is a guy. It's 3 dudes. 3 dudes in this party. Were there shields for sale here too? There were. The shields give you an extra... They basically just give you a free evasion roll, so they're very good. The only downside to Freelancers is that they do not learn any spells on their own. Also, I might as well grab the basic spells, because we know we're going to be using white magic eventually. Like, I know that we have white mage coming our way eventually, but I'm going to follow the rules of you're supposed to roll when you get that crystal, so technically I should not be allowed to be casting white magic just yet. Honestly, it's actually easier if I don't, because Freelancers have a much easier time with the early game. White mages, they're very good at staying alive, but some boss fights are absolute slogs with them. Actually, I wonder if I should buy a few potions, maybe? I might buy some potions, actually, before we go to the ship graveyard. I was about to say, do I have encounters turned on? We're not playing Career Day. Yeah, auto dash is on. So, solo white mage in this game is weird. White mages are tremendously strong once you get to the end of the game. It's just that until you get to that point where you're able to use Holy, it is pretty slow going if all you have are white mages. Just buy, like, a hunk of potions. Thief Start is rough. Thieves have, like... I don't know if blue mage... I think blue mages are probably better because they can at least do, you know, goblin punch and stuff. In FF5, white mages are very good. It's just they are very good with the caveat that if you don't have anybody else with you, they're very slow. Thief Start is like... You get to steal... Alright, I gotta get the... I haven't actually gotten the key yet. Right, I've been playing too much Career Day. Alright, I gotta give Ferris some goodies too. Because thieves, they can get a little bit of a damage buff here and there between the Moonring Blade and the Mithril Knife you can get early, but it is very painful once you get to, like, the gorilla fight. So Fiesta is, you get the 4 jobs locked in from the very beginning. Or I should say you get the 4 jobs as you go through the game, but once you get those jobs, that is it. You don't get any other ones unless you pay money or you play, I think the Kryl variant, where you get a new job when Kryl joins the party. Whereas Career Day is by default a randomizer where you can find different jobs found in, like, treasure chests and shops and stuff, so you spend money to buy jobs or otherwise find them randomly. But you can't just, like, get a set of jobs by doing the crystals, necessarily. Fiesta, basically your fate is predetermined. Career Day is a little more loosey-goosey. There is a Fiesta option for Career Day, though. So if you want to have the Fiesta rule set while also playing Career Day, which is an open world randomizer, you can still do that. I guess that's probably another pretty big difference, is that whereas Fiesta, you still play through the game as normal, like progression-wise, Career Day is fully open. Like, you can just go directly for like, the final areas if you set it up that way. Speed up. Fiesta Career Day is like, you need to have a lot more awareness of, like, where stuff shows up, because the way that bosses can be randomized, if you're locked into, let's say, I don't know, thieves and you're fighting, like, Liquid Flame, then you kind of just have to be willing to accept that it might just be better off to wait until later. Alright, so we should be good for the canal now. I'm going to be fast-forwarding most of the cutscenes, because, again, we've seen these a billion times. Alright, let me actually equip Ferris before I forget. She already has a leather shield. Okay, triple crown, nice. Faster, faster, faster. I'm gonna try not to fast forward, like, every bit of gameplay here, but I do like to speed through cutscenes. As you can tell by the fact that we just skip the entirety of the first, like, chunk of the game. Bard is good for Omega. I don't know if I've ever gotten... I think I might have gotten Bard, like, one time ever, but I don't think I did a triple crown run with that. I also have a huge backlog of RPGs, but I feel like Fiesta is snappy enough. Like, FF5 is not a super, super long game, especially if you don't do all the World 3 stuff. Very comfy game. Yeah, 6 is a lot longer, although 6 also has the thing where you can just kind of ignore most of the second chunk of the game if you want to. Like, you can absolutely just go right into Kefka's tower. I think technically you just need 3 people. I forget a run with Red Mage. Unfortunately, yes. Many runs with Red Mages. The problem is that they are very good for, like, the first third of the game. But then they fall off because they stop learning new magic. And unfortunately, the best magic is in the later half. I legitimately think that, like, the one buff that I would give Red Mage is just let them learn level 4 of each respective magic school. Because the fact that Red Mage cannot use Shell is unironically like one of the worst things about them. If they could at least use Shell, you know, you could double cast Shell. You could at least be defensively very, very solid. But nope, you don't even get Shell. Protect is okay, but the most dangerous stuff in the game is Magic by far. Like, that is literally the only change I would make to Red Mage. I wouldn't give them, you know, up to level 6 Magic or whatever. I mean, I wouldn't say they're as good as having a White Mage, because you don't get access to, like, Kiraga. Or, I don't remember, can they use Asuna? Carl. Because, like, double casting on Red Mage, in theory, is very good if you have another magic school to cast with. But if you're just casting Red Magic twice in a row, it's like, okay, cool, I'm casting Fyra in, you know, level 3 in World 3. Hey man, quit screwing. He would. Like, I know there have been a couple of balance patches here and there to tweak some stuff. But I think literally the only change I would make to Red Mage, because I don't necessarily want to make every job to the point of, like, you know, equivalents of Mystic Knight or Chemist or... Geo-getting options would be nice. I do kind of like the change that I think the mobile port did, where they just had the entire suite of spells available from the get-go. Honestly, I think something that'd be cool for Geomancer without necessarily just giving you access to cast, you know, the best stuff or whatever. I think something that could be cool would be little buffs based on the terrain you're on. So, like, let's say you're in the forest, you get passive regen. Let's say you're in, like, a castle, you get passive, I don't know, like, defense up or something. I think that'd be neat. Keeping with the theme of taking your magic from the terrain around you. Meteor Run is basically you have access to... Oh, I just realized I have 2 chat boxes here. Nobody told me. Why don't you yell at me? Why did nobody yell at me about the chat boxes doubling up? Meteor Runs are... You can pull any job at any time from any crystal, basically. So, for example, our run, we got Freelancer, which normally is not an option by default Fiesta rules. There is also an option to enable the GBA exclusive jobs if you want to, but functionally it just means that you are going to have... You might be able to finish the game, like, the very, very end with those jobs. That's kind of it. It used to be pure chaos, but they added a lot of granularity to the options and stuff. You can customize how you run your stuff now. Alright, forgot that cutscene gives you a full heal. I know there are some hacks that I think enable the GBA jobs, but also some of them are kind of unbalanced. Like Gladiator can just do 9s pretty much from the get-go. I think the GBA, like, I think they're cool. It's just that, again, they're so late in the game that it barely has any bearing on how the actual game plays out. Like, unless you know, enable a patch to have them from the very beginning, you can't really strategize around having them for 90% of the game because they don't exist. But yeah, they're also extremely unbalanced, like Gladiator again. Just chance to do 9s. with no real effort put in. So it's a lot of dice rolling that isn't super interesting. Like, it'd be funny. Options in the menu depend. Well, that's kind of what happens with them already. Like, you roll a set of spells based on your terrain. I would also maybe buff some of the more underwhelming spells for stuff like Geomancer or maybe Ranger with the Animal's ability. You know, the hypothetical wish list for the maybe, probably never going to happen remake down the line. It'd be cool if they did like a FF7 style remake of FF5. Would it work? I have no fucking clue. I just want to hang out with Bartz. I want to hang out with Bartz and his pals again. Have Gilgamesh as the 5th party member. So I think GEO is fire, right? This is going to be a weird job. This is going to be a weird set. Like, we're going to be running Freelancer for most of the first world. Because the rules say that when you roll a job that you don't have access to, you just play as Freelancer instead. But since Geo is a 3rd job crystal, Chemist is the 4th job crystal, White Mage is the 1st job crystal, effectively it means we're going to be running Freelancers for most of the first world. Switch to update for Bravely Default 2. Brings up performance in QL level HD. So I'm going to finish Bravely Default 2. I ran it on PC, and I didn't notice any super egregious issues, although, again, I didn't get super far into it. My RPG backlog is very big right now. I guess we could technically use the Brave Blade if I hated myself. But yeah, the thing with Geomancer is that since you have to roll based on your level, and it's still possible to roll the stinky spells at higher levels, it does feel worse and worse. They do have some nice stuff, like Air Slash is really nice. But the big issue is that you can't control what happens, which is not great in fights where that matters a lot. And especially with this party composition, I could instead just be simply rolling for, you know, mixes. Like, I could be dealing a pitiful amount of damage with Will-o'-the-Wisp or something, or I could instead just boost my level by 20. Can Geo... I don't even think Geo can really heal. I know Ranger does have animals, which is a decent little heal, but... it is not the most reliable. It's kind of emblematic of Geomancer as a class. It's nice when it works. I'm also not used to... When you do career day, your levels get very high very quickly. So oftentimes in this area, I'm already like level 10, level 15 even, depending on how many bosses you run into beforehand. Ah, it's Car Cursor. Wouldn't mind like one more level or whenever the next like breakpoint is to do more damage with Sword.
Great! I knew that groove was
Yo,
in your
Jenny
heart.
Beans.
Oh man, are you ready for this?
Thank you for the raid. Funny about that, we were actually... I just watched the FF15 scene about Beans earlier today. What were you all doing? Were you also playing some FF5? Is it Fiesta season for you as well? Beans. Still gonna play FF15. Like, I know it's the road trip with the boys, but I've not actually played it myself. But yeah, thank you for the raid. World 2, Blue Ninja, Summoner time. Damn, that's a good party. Like, Summoner alone is fantastic. Then you get Ninja, you get that dual-wielding blue magic, big guard. Or mighty guard, I guess. That is a solid little squad. I'm gonna give you a little shout-out. I have the shout-out command on my button now, so I'll do that. Shout-out to Jenny Beans. See, I kind of want, like, I've kind of gotten to the point where I want to try stuff even if everybody says it's not great or whatever. Like, I still want to play the entire FF13 trilogy, even though that's probably one of the most polarizing in the numbered series. But, like, even if it's not necessarily the best, I want to have that experience. Problem is, again, like I mentioned just before you hopped in, I have an RPG backlog that is maybe a little too large right now. Couldn't be me sitting on the Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 remakes, and also the, what's it called? The FF7, or Dragon Quest 7 remake, and also Bravely Default 2, and also Octopath 0, and also Octopath Traveler 2. Exactly, so you get it, you get it. Like, I could work on my backlog, or I could go back to the fridge at 3 AM for another run of FF5 Advanced Career Day. Persona 5 Super Robot. See, I beat Persona 5 when it came out. I never really played any of the re-releases outside of Fest, though. Like, Fest was the only enhanced version of the Persona games that I've played. Like, I played Persona 4 on release as well. People should play more bad RPGs, you're right. People should play Ancient Rome and Power of Darkside. Yeah, this is the advanced version. Which is generally the way I like to play the game. Career Day is only available for Super Nintendo, so I played on that, but... Oh man, Tecmo Secret of the Stars. Who's gonna play Paladin's Quest with me? Who's gonna play Paladin's Quest and Paladin's Quest 2 with me? Pixel Master, it does have auto ballad and stuff, which is nice, but it doesn't have, like, just kind of built in, like, I just press the button, I'm on speed up mode now. Also, yeah, now they're up to Persona 3 Reload, but... See, everybody kind of hated the AI stuff. I kind of liked it in Persona 3. Persona 3, like... It went hard on making it more so, like, you were the one person that was in control and everybody else did their own thing. Like, you could not demand, okay, no, we're going to the dungeon now. You can't demand, no, we're doing this now, because everybody else had their own life. Everybody else was doing their own thing. And you simply had to deal with that, which I kind of liked about it, but the average person, I think, prefers just having control over everything, which is fair. But it made the whole thing about your choices in Persona 3 a lot more meaningful, I think. Because that was kind of the whole thing about, like, Persona once they started doing the social link stuff, was like, you were supposed to be, like, working with your friends. It was not that you simply imposed your will upon them, it's that you learned about them, you worked with them, you helped them grow, and you grew as a person yourself, too. It's just that, yes, unfortunately, you would sometimes get instances where they would decide, I'm not going to attack today. I'm going to cast Marin Karen. Kinda sucks to be slowed, and also Golf is asleep right now. Honestly, I didn't really run into Mitsuru doing Marin Karen that much, though. I feel like that's maybe a little overrepresented. I feel like a couple people made it a meme, and then everybody just kind of ran with it, like, oh yeah, of course, Mitsuru non-stop cast Marin Karen. That didn't wake you up? Or no, does that cause stun? No, that's just poison, isn't it? Okay, no, he is awake. He's moving now. Moving now. Ugh. Big hits, though. Have to stop. I don't know if I can rush her down before... Geo's your favorite class. I'm unfortunately cursed to always get Geomancer in Fiesta. Meanwhile, I don't think I've ever gotten Blue Mage, like, once. But yeah, enjoy your nap. Thank you again for the raid. Zero have a new cast on Lena. Lately it's been Time Magic. Time Mage is pretty good. Okay, we got there. I don't mind getting Time Mage. See, I don't know, I kind of like that you didn't really touch the other characters in your party for the most part. Like, you could give them gear and stuff, but that was kind of it. I'm just gonna run over here and use the tent real quick. Because one of the things I believe they say at the start of Persona 3 is that, like, you and only you are responsible for your decisions. It made it have more weight. I don't know, maybe I'm probably in the vast minority here who kind of liked it that way, but it is pretty clear by this point that most people are, you know, wanting to control their entire party, which is fine. Koromaru is really good. The big issue is that for a while, like, the light and dark elemental stuff was just instant kill spells, so, like, if they could do that, it was great. But if they couldn't, then, well... you were not getting instant kills on bosses, so a lot of times Ken and Koromaru would just kind of do their own thing. Yeah, I think that was also part of the reason, like, in, I don't remember if they did it in Persona 2 or 1, but if the main character went down, that was kind of it. The game was done, and I think they still do that, even in, like, 5 Royal. They did add a lot more, like, difficulty options, though, so, like, it's not just strictly, you know, well, too bad, deal with it. It did suck for, like, random, you know, instant death moves. You had to be very careful about making sure you had some kind of resistance when you were entering a new area. Okay, can we stop bonking Lena here, please? There are 4 party members. There you go. Lena's about to poison herself in 10 minutes anyways. Nope, we're killing Lena. Lena dies. Everybody right now is Freelancer because technically I'm not supposed to be able to use White Mage. I pre-rolled all my jobs beforehand because I saw Geomancer and I got worried that I was going to get the exact same loadout I got, like, multiple times, which was, like, Geomancer, Red Mage, Dragoon, and, like, Beastmaster, I think, maybe Berserker. So I kind of started, I rolled my jobs ahead of time, so we have a little bit of foreknowledge, but at the same time... There is no, like, hard rule on, like, you know, you're not allowed to do this, but I like to try and follow at least the general rules of the run. Honestly, this is a pretty solid party. It's just gonna be weird because we're gonna be rolling Freelancer for most of it. Like, Freelancer can equip any piece of gear in the game, and this is very, very good in this game because a lot of gear is job locked. So for example, like right now we can't... Most jobs we get up to this point could not use a katana, but there's one coming up that we'll be able to use soon. Protect. And Chemist is also, I don't think Geomancers break rods. I think Geos, like, I think they can use... I think they can use staves and they can use bells for sure. Let's get some long swords. Honestly, some people have even just played through with Fiesta as their first run, which is honestly kind of a fun way to play, because it eliminates a lot of the decision paralysis that comes with the game normally. Yeah, I should probably get some shields too. The only caveat is that you have to be willing to look up some information if you're gonna do that, because it's possible to get party compositions that might be kind of rough. But some people do prefer it, like they have the option to just look at guides and say like, okay, so you got, you know, Geomancer for this boss, which means you want to think about doing this, this, and this. You got White Mage for this boss, which means you want to think about doing this, this, and this, blah, 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 you know. Yeah, I think they have, like, a Fiesta or Bravely Default. Oh no, they have one for Octopath Traveler. Do they have one for Bravely Default as well? Oh god, I keep getting back attacked. This is, like, kind of one of the reasons I really like having Thieves, even if they're not incredible as, like, a damage class. They're really nice as a supportive class. I do reading voice acting dialogue. There's a lot of weird mechanics that aren't super well explained, so it might not be a bad idea to look up some information if you start getting stuck. Stuff like the Freelancer class just kind of passively inheriting stats from other jobs that you max out, that you master. Yeah, that's... I think they do, like, vaguely explain it, but I don't think it's ever, like, explicitly given to you in, like, a menu that says, hey, you can do this. Your Freelancer has mastered these jobs, which means they get these stats, you know? But some of those bonuses can be really nice, like mastering Berserker, for example. Yeah, we're gonna be running Freelancer until we get to Fire, and then we get to do White and Geo. Which should be pretty manageable. And then after Earth, we get everything. Oh my god, the back attacks, please. I'm dying, Squirtle. I just realized we don't really have, like, a super reliable chicken knife. Yeah, we're not gonna have a way to reliably use chicken knife. It's still gonna be strong, but we also have the option to use literally whatever we want. We can use whips, we can use spears, we can use staves. Yeah, that's one of the big ones. Like, the magic command is not just, you know, giving a Freelancer white magic. It is giving a Freelancer white magic with the stats of a white mage corresponding to whatever the level of the thing is. There is no accessory that prevents back attacks, but thieves inherently do that. It's also kind of confusing because you'll learn passives and stuff. So like the thief, for example, has a couple of ability passives for like preventing back attacks. But also thieves just have it innately and you don't have to be max level to get that. So I guess thief is your accessory. Oh my god, the missing, please. I'm taking a lot of damage. I might actually run back just to build up a little bit more cash and maybe buy some more potions. I'm still not sure why sometimes it'll target an enemy in the back. Good news is our damage output's going to be pretty solid. Bad news is we basically just attack and use item. Which should be fine. There's actually... The items in this game, like equipment, is really good. For example, like, we're not going to be able to cast Time Magic natively, but we could grab the Masamune from the Sealed Castle. And when you use that as an item in a battle, it gives you haste. Like, it's a free cast of haste. With no limit, basically, so... The other nice thing is Masamune users always act first. So it's sort of kind of a way to deal with back attacks. There are some good accessories in this game, though. Hermes Sandals are just permanent undispellable haste, which are generally what you're going to be using. Like, I think this squad is probably just going to be full Hermes Sandals. Because, as it turns out, being able to act twice as many times in a game with turn-based combat is very good. And since it is undispellable, it means that slow and stop effectively don't matter anymore. Because normally when an enemy casts a spell, you know, you lose your haste, or if they slow you or they stop you, then haste becomes useless, but since Hermes Sandals inherently prevent that from happening, you're just always acting twice as much. It is that good. There are some edge cases where it is better to not use them, but the vast majority of times you just want to use Hermes Sandals. I want to go buy some more potions. I'm trying to think of what else I might want to go for, because we're for sure going to be picking up some nice stuff at the Sealed Castle. Assassin's Dagger is pretty classic. I think most of our classes could use it as well. Get a few more potions. How many tents have I got? 3? Get a few eye drops too. We're in a weird state where technically we can cure most status effects, although we don't actually have White Mage yet. Also, even like Time Mage with like Haste Gun and stuff, you still have to set a turn, like you spend a turn setting it up, whereas Hermes Sandals, you are just in go mode. You are already going, you are already fast. The only alternative is stuff like the rings to survive Leviathan. The rings to survive Shinryu, Tidal Wave, and stuff like that. Technically, any party that has Time Mage can technically always get a triple crown with no real effort. I don't remember if this works in the Super Nintendo version, but the GBA for sure it does work. Basically, you cast Quick and then snap a rod. Like a Bio Rod specifically, because that forces sap on an enemy. And when time is stopped, normally sap will expire on its own, but when time is stopped, sap does not expire. And sap will take all of their HP until they die. if you have the time, if you have a fast forward button and you're willing to sit down, or you have an entire afternoon and are willing to sit down with the game, you can always get a triple crown. You could technically kill any enemy in the game to stop time, including Ned, including Shinryu, including Omega. I'm pretty sure it would even work on Enuo. I don't think he's immune to it quick. Not a tremendously exciting way to do it, but it is a way. FF5 has a lot of ways to do things. Oh god, you do so much damage. It's a preview for FF6 Cat Scratch where it does, what is it, 4 times physical damage? And that's one of the things I love about this game, like, it is... like, it's simple enough that you don't have to worry about, you know, setting up all your materia and skill trees and stuff like that, but at the same time there's plenty of room for finesse, if you know how mechanics work. I say this with a party that literally does nothing but hold down A until a battle ends and sometimes throw potions. It's also one of the reasons I like Fiesta so much, is because it kind of forces you to learn a lot of the esoteric stuff that would help you out a lot, that otherwise wouldn't be super useful.
Great! I knew that
and
groove
Dr.
was in your
Dubs
heart.
raid?
Oh man, are you ready for this?
And a Dr._Dubs raid? How are the ruins? How was it like posting that you were going live and then not actually going live for 10 minutes? I saw that. That was fun. That was fun. Yeah, let me finish this fight and then we'll do a little shout out. Actually, I got time. Yeah, go follow our Dr. Dubs. We got lots of cool hosts today. Appreciate it. I may be stupid, but we're doing a little fiesta today. Welcoming everybody coming in from Milana. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be playing FF5 today, I think, because the fiesta, I think it just started, like, recently. I think the run was, like, last night it started. The tracker might be in pathetic man noises. Fiesta... Fiesta specifically is a rule set for Final Fantasy V where, rather than just having free access to all jobs, you get a set of 4 jobs that you basically get assigned at random. And the challenge of the game is getting through the game by only using the combination of those 4 jobs. So for example, let's say you get like White Mage, Red Mage, Berserker, and Samurai. You always have to have that specific combination of jobs. You can swap them around between characters, that's allowed. But you cannot, you know, switch over to a Ranger or something. You have to beat the game with those 4 jobs. Oh, was it on Saturday? I thought it was Sunday. But yeah, it's a really fun way to play through the game. A lot of people have kind of used it as their excuse to play through the game the first time, which is, I think it's pretty cool. But it's also a really fun game on its own. It is a very fun game to experiment and play around in. Anyways, time for Lena to get poisoned for the first time. Yeah, right now we're running freelancers because we don't have access to Geomancer or any of my other jobs, technically. I know that I'm going to get White Mage eventually, but I'm going to follow the rules, so technically we should not have access to White Mage yet. Also, like I was saying earlier, this is actually easier. White Mages are a very slow start. Also, yeah, that's another good point. You avoid the job choice paralysis, and also you are forced to not engage with the idea of just maxing out every jobs and just slapping on a freelancer. Yeah, freelancers are easier because they can equip any piece of gear in the game. Whereas White Mages, they can heal and all that stuff, which is great, but they're White Mages, so they deal very little damage. God, I forgot she has Drain. Why is Drain so bonkers this early on? I wonder if I'll be able to skip phase transition. Yeah, no, she's very polite. She just sat there, despite the fact that she has She has arrows, which is very weird because she uses a whip. Who threw... Does Forza just throw arrows that quickly? Oh no, not regen. Yeah, getting White Mage as your first job in Fiesta, it is a fantastic job for the end of the game. But the problem is that starting off as a White Mage only party is very rough. I just realized I could also be using the flail. I might have to take another run of this. I thought I could rush down with damage, but we got pretty unlucky with the rolls there. Actually, I could... Yeah, maybe I'll try using the flail. Should have it, right? It's only 16 damage, though. Actually, maybe I'll pass on the flail because it's very easy to miss with it. Have any helmet for you? Jeez. Sometimes this fight can be a little RNG based on who gets hit. Or if Megissa decides to use Drain a lot. Alright, let's zoom through this cutscene. Assemble bridge faster. Alright. Because the problem is, we're kind of at an HP threshold where we can't survive a hard tackle. Like, critical attack is fine, that's only 70 damage. Drain, on the other hand, is bad, because Drain is like all of your health, plus she heals. I'm gonna try and see if I can do the phase skip. Oh no, we're already at next phase. I must be like right up against the phase skip. It's possible to entirely skip the Forza portion of this fight. You just have to make sure you're spacing out your damage carefully, but you can't really see how much damage you're doing in most cases. Like, they don't have HP bars, so... I'm gonna see if I can just rush Forza down here. Problem is, heals are not likely to keep us alive. Forza does enough damage that, yeah, 3 HP off. An extra 50 HP will generally not help you survive. Tackles. Damn, she drained. I might just grab one more level. Oh, the 2DS remake's harder. I think 4 is definitely considered harder. 3 is also weird. 3DS has, like, the job change sickness, which is not very fun. I don't know if they made the actual game itself harder, but... like, generally people prefer, like, the original NES with a pixel remaster to the DS version. FF4 for sure got harder, though. Because literally, it could just be that we need to get a little bit more HP so we can survive one tackle at full HP. Do a little fast leveling up here. We're all 9 right now. Let's get up to 10. See if that'll do it. Unfortunately, we don't have a ton of option for gear for Freelancer right now. We could go back and buy some more defensive stuff if I really wanted to, because we're still using leather gear. There we go, 10. Another reason I like playing the emulator versions, because you can just speed up. I know there is a mod for the Pixel Remaster for 5 to do speed up as well, but, yeah. I think certain patches, I don't know if it got broken at some point, I think it did get fixed, but they did like a weird update randomly out of nowhere like a year and a half after the game came out, and that broke some mods for it. Alright, you know the tent. Or also has the weird thing with the augments where, like, you have, like, to get the best augments, you have to give certain party members that leave augments. And I don't know if it's ever explained to you. Oh no, I'm talking modded FF5, like the pixel remaster of FF5. I'm not sure if there's any mods for the DS version. All right, let's try this again. Characters have slightly different stats. They don't usually matter too much, but early on it can be a big difference. I don't know if we could just go for a full set of 4. Yeah, Pixel Remaster does have autosave and auto battle as well, which is nice if you prefer that stuff. Yeah, there we go. Literally one level, we just needed to be able to get a second set of attacks off. Because the way that FF5 calculates damage, your level is important, but your stats do not go up on leveling. It's rather the damage formula that affects stuff. Also, fun fact, the mithril helmet that you get in that cutscene, it is actually there. Like, you actually get the mithril helm. Depending on your party makeup, you might not be able to use it, but... Wait, doesn't she just get poisoned again? Why did I do that? Why did I cure her? I could have snapped a rod, but I want to save some for Liquid Flame. I won't have to grind a ton of rods, although we could. Actually, it's just like, I think, 2 rods to snap and then you're good. Also, yeah, freelancers can snap rods because they can equip any piece of gear in the game. Snapping rods, if you're not familiar with this game, when you use a rod as an item in a battle after you have it equipped, it destroys the rod, but it casts a level 3 variant of the elemental it's associated with. So the ice rod, for example, casts Blizzaga, which is tremendously strong early in the game. You were talking like 4 digits in the game, in the portion of the game where you're struggling to hit 3, in a lot of cases. And if you hit weaknesses, it's even higher. Some bosses literally die to a single snapped rod. Some people don't like using it because they see it as cheesy, but eh. Not really like abusing a bug. It's not like, I don't know. I think it's fair. More importantly, now that we have Dragon, we can do a fun little detour here. If I can find where there we go. Because normally when you come here, the meteor is in the way, so you can't actually land. You can't go past it to get to Tycoon Castle, but now we can, because we have a dragon. There's a fun little detour here where you can go back to Tycoon Castle, and you can get some plot stuff if you want. But also, more importantly, you get access to the treasure vault in the castle. There's also some free cottages. This is not really the main reason you're coming here, though. Also, depending on your party lineup, like if you get Red Mage, you deserve to break rods. Yeah, the Pixel Remaster, every version of FF5 has like little different minutia. Like weird little bits here and there, like the Super Nintendo version I believe can underflow the magic stat on the Berserker, because there's a piece of gear that lowers your magic. And on the Super Nintendo version, you can underflow that number, so Berserkers can end up casting Earthquakes that are, like, stronger than any mage. Due to the way that the mechanics for the, I think, is it the Thor's Hammer? No. The Gaia Hammer. And that's the other cool thing, like, FF5, there is a lot of room to play with mechanics that would otherwise not work in other games, like instant death is surprisingly effective in this game. Petrification is another form of instant death that works against a surprising amount of bosses. This game is not afraid to just let you delete a boss if you know the strats. like 2 parts of the final boss. You can delete half of the final boss instantly if you know what you're doing. And you maybe get a little lucky with your Fiesta rolls if you're playing Fiesta. Otherwise, you can just do dual wield, spell blade, rapid fire, flare blade. Or there's stuff like the chicken knife, where normally it is a very strong weapon that has the potential to run away from a fight, which is kind of a wasted turn in a lot of cases, but certain commands will let you bypass that chance, like Mug does it, Goblin Punch, Rapid Fire does it. Because yeah, Berserkers normally cannot cast magic, but there are weapons that can cast magic when they attack. So you underflow their magic stat and they become magical gods. The thing with Spellblade Dual Wield Rapid Fire is that you don't get to do it in Fiesta a lot of the times. Like, I'm trying to think. You need Ninja, you need Mystic Knight, and you need Freelancer. So getting 3 specific rolls, a little tricky. Also, remember when I said Freelancer's gonna equip anything? So normally this katana that we found, normally we can't even touch this until the 4th crystal under Fiesta rules. But since Freelancers allow any gear to be used, we can start using katanas and getting critical hits. Whip is also a fantastic weapon from that last boss fight, because it does full damage from the back row, and more importantly has a chance to paralyze, which is very high. Then you have... I don't remember the Diamond Bell is worth using. I think it is full damage from back row. I'll try it. Actually, I might give you... I don't remember if it does any damage based off of magic, but I'll give you the Diamond Bell. And then finally, we got this guy here, the Healing Staff. So it does not do damage. What it does, it will cast a Cura level heal on whatever you hit it with. So, the other nice thing about FF5 is that switching gear in a battle, switching your weapon, is a free action. So if at any point you need to heal and you don't have the Healing Staff equipped, it's not really a problem, because you can equip the Healing Staff for free and then bop somebody with it, and then they're healed. So we've kind of solved our healing issue for now, even though we're technically not supposed to have White Mage for a bit. We can heal better than a White Mage for a little bit. I don't think Cura shows up until Karnak, I want to say. I probably should buy some defensive gear, though, because we've still got a few more dungeons to go before we're allowed to switch jobs here. There's all time magic and summons, not very good ones. What about weapons? What do we got here? Could use a battle axe. I don't know if I want to. Might just keep rocking the longsword for a bit. If I want to grab some shields. Get some armor. We're still using the leather stuff. Yeah, no, like, again, it's so easy to see, oh yeah, Freelancer, they can't do anything but attack and use items, and they only get whatever else they get, so whatever other jobs get, so they're not very good, right? No, they're very good, actually. Like, if nothing else, you have the option to use whatever piece of gear you want. And slap on any other commands you might want to double up on, which is really nice. Alright, sell some stuff off. I think we need a helmet as well. I'm gonna buy a helmet. I want to say Ferris doesn't have one yet. She's still helmetless. Beans. I should probably... Actually... I don't necessarily need healing too much anymore. Most important thing about the healing staff is that you have to remember it is equipped, because you will absolutely try and attack enemies and heal them if you're not careful. And it's very easy to forget you have equipped the healing staff. Yeah, I think I'll just keep her with a longsword for now. We have to do another fun trick here in the castle, which hopefully I'm going to be able to do. So down here in the basement, there's a very dangerous enemy, and if you don't have a way to flee, it can go badly for you. Because I think it is technically possible to run away from him, but it is very, very slow, and he does a ton of damage, and you're not going to do enough damage at this point in the game to meaningfully deal with him. But the good news is that encounters in this game work off of a step table. And so what you can do is, rather than, you know, walk every step and potentially get an encounter, go to a quick step, or go into quick save, which resets the step counter back to nothing. And so if you're willing to do this, you can actually get it without entering the encounter with the very dangerous enemy. It's kind of tedious, but the gear down here is very worth it. Elven Mantle is a fantastic accessory. Gotta do, I think, one more round of saving and reloading. Do it here to be safe. I don't remember if there's like a specific minimum that's safe, but generally I find like doing it that route is pretty good. This one's more on the kind of abusing bugs side of things, but it's fun to watch. It's a fun little trick that I think, it's neat. It's neat. I like that you can do it. I think it also only works on this version. I want to say the other versions don't do the step counters the same way. But I figure I might as well. No. Our crystal didn't break. I know that I call the Elven Mantle endgame gear, but it's very nice to have. Sire, the water crystal, it's turbo fucked. Yeah, exactly. It's something that is good to have. Oh, right. I keep pressing X trying to get the menu open. This game does not have an X button. So the Elven Mantle is a really nice piece of gear, because it gives you a little bit of agility, which is a really nice stat to have, magic, which is okay sometimes, and magic defense. The most important thing is that it just inherently gives you a separate 25% chance to avoid attacks. Physicals, I should say, not magic attacks. So if you've got a good shield and the Elven Mantle, it's possible to avoid a lot of hits that would have otherwise clonked you. Also, the gorilla fight should be pretty free because we have the whip, which causes paralysis, and guess what paralysis works on? Remember when I said there's a lot of status effects that work on bosses? Actually, damage isn't too bad on that. I'll keep using the bell. Yeah, you can take 0 damage. The problem is that then you still have the 3 other party members that can absolutely get slapped. Silk Robe. That'll be good when we eventually do have to start using mages, although I think by that point we'll have outgrown. Bart's is going to be able to get crits as well, which could be nice. Big thing is that crits are weird in this game because they only work with certain weapon types. So, for example, you're not going to crit with, like, a regular sword. Yeah, if we had a knight, we could, like, abuse cover and stuff and functionally become invincible, but... Freelancers are not quite as good as knights in terms of, like, defensive options, but they're still pretty solid. Yeah, I don't want to deal with this encounter. Running is also surprisingly strong in this game. Because not only is it pretty reliable, it's also powering up your chicken knife whenever you do it. There's a crit. Crits, I believe, ignore defense. The back attacks, please. Although we have the whip, so I'm probably just going to go for paralysis procs and gorilla. Silver armlets, a little bit of extra defense. Get you up to double digits. The only kind of stinky part about this party is I'm going to have to farm up resources for mixing. Okay, I'm probably going to have Ferris use the healing staff for this fight and just heal whoever needs it. Because Gorilla does hit pretty hard. Assuming we need to heal even, because it's very possible we just paralysis lock him. 8 damage, you love to see it. Here, let me heal your wounds. There we go. Whenever you see that little shock effect, that means that they've been paralyzed. And the nice thing is you can continue chaining paralysis. If you're lucky. I could have Fair switch to like a longsword for a little bit more damage, but I don't think we need it. It's very funny seeing the gorilla counterattack do 17 damage. Oh my god, that was so free. That was such a free fight. Freelancers, they're good. But all they can do on their own is attack. Look at all these jobs we're not going to be allowed to use. What is it? It's Berserker, Mystic Knight. What else is in the Water Crystal? Oh, no, Red Mage. I thought Red Mage was Wind Crystal for some reason. Oh, yeah, that's right. Time Mage is the other one. And then Summoner was a water job. Mystic Knight and Summoner are both the best choices. Or choices, I say choices, like you get to pick which one you get. Yeah, those two are by far the best wind jobs. Or water jobs, fuck. How many crystals? Summoner is a mostly offensive-focused caster, but also has some really nice defensive utility stuff that's exclusive to it. The Golem Shield is really good. If you want to pop Reflect on everybody, you can do that. And then, for just dealing damage, you've got Air Knife Sildra, which is really good. Yeah, technically Mime, but default rule set, you will not be getting Mime. Mimes are similar to Freelancer, but there's a couple differences. They can't equip everything, and they have a more limited set of abilities because they have to have Mimic as one of their choices. So if you want to be able to swing regular style, you have to put that in as a separate command and eat one of your slots. Of course, if you know how to do it, then Mime is very funny. Everybody could just pass around the same Air Knife boosted Sildra for no cost. Look, it's very potent poison. So at this point we go... I don't remember if we can go straight into the Crystal to Karnak. I think we can just go straight through, yeah. Karnak's a nice place if you want to get some money. She doesn't die, she becomes a summon spirit. She becomes the best DPX multi-target stuff in the game. I don't know if that's actually true. Yeah, Lena doesn't give a shit that she's royalty. She will absolutely jump on the landmine if need be. A switch! Why don't I press it and see? That's Lena. That's what Lena does. More importantly, in Karnak, you can also start buying rods. Right. Hey, Chad, you remember when I said you have to remember you have the healing rod equipped? We can also start getting turtle shells for chemist mixes eventually, but for now we're good. Most of the mixes that are really, really busted show up once you get access to Dragon Fangs. I haven't been getting a lot of stun procs actually with the whip. Yeah, I think in our specific case, we technically deal more damage with Leviathan. You know, if we had access to summoning, because we don't. That's the thing. The Leviathan bonus is conditional on getting Chemist, whereas anybody can do Air Knife Boots at Sildra. I keep doing it. Chat room. Chat room, I keep doing it, chat room. Mixed components out of Thief? No, not really. You kind of just kill turtles, you kill dragon zombies in World 2, or dragon fangs. Not too bad. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying a non-peaceful approach the first time. You accept my offering? Diplomacy has failed. Actually need to bonk Bards real quick. I know they have the Dissidia, the new Dissidia gacha game, where like everybody's wearing casual clothing, and I think they only have Kryl from FF5 right now as like the FF5 rep. Not this time, Satan. Yeah, if you're just looking for raw damage, I think the Leviathan boosted combo does more, but in terms of economy, like, Sildra is much more manageable. Because yeah, Magus Rod does not... I think Elemental Power is the only way to boost Leviathan, which is why Leviathan is so awkward to use in most cases. Most people just go for Sildra. Because water is not considered an elemental for the purpose of Magus Rod boosting. Which is sitting on the moon, that'd be using enemy. Could be you now. What's stopping you? I'm waiting for, like, who's gonna get attacked like it really matters to heal 8 damage on a back row party member against a bunch of wild max. Yeah, these guys give you 625 gil, and they all show up in counters of 5, so if you have a good AoE target attack, it's fantastic. I could use... I think this place has Mithril Hammers. If I really wanted to, I could start using those. I want to say they're less accurate, though. Because whichever one you pick here in the shop, the first one you do is technically free for some reason. Like, you just get a free copy of it, and then you get thrown in jail. And the prices are also lower, despite the fact that you don't pay any money, but only during this bit. After you leave the jail, they're back up to regular price. I don't know why. Time for the take a sip of water part of this cutscene, because you literally just sit here for a minute. And then Sid explodes the wall. Yeah, there's a lot of spam bots recently. Thank you for the heads up, though. Get the fuck out of my server. I mean, I'm pretty sure most people in my Discord know enough to not click on random people jumping into my server, immediately advertising their commission stuff. Which, hey, I got a Discord. You can type !Discord for the address, or you can look below the stream. It should work there. I should actually test. Let me go to my dashboard real quick. Because I know Discord has... Oh god. I know Discord has invites that expire, but I want to test real quick. Okay, no, it should still work. We're still good. Ow. Not even that they're being sneaky, it's just that I think there's been like 5 in the past week, which is... They tend to come in waves. I think there might be like a new exploit or something, because I feel like some of these profiles might be compromised. Because some of these have joined Discord like years and years ago, so I do wonder if they were just existing accounts that got compromised. Thankfully, I haven't gotten a lot in my Twitch chat. There was a period of time where I think, like, it's 6 months, I feel like every other day there was another spam bot in chat going, hey, you can buy followers and primes and blah blah blah. Like, the only game I want to buy primes in is Warframe. I'm not paying randos for Prime subs. And I say paying randos for Prime subs, even though you will 100,000% get scammed if you try that shit. You need the viewership that badly that you're considering buying followers and subs and stuff, just don't. Just don't. Spend your money on a hobby or something instead. Anyways, welcome to the castle that's just permanently on fire. This is the default state of being. The crystal is not out of control currently, it is just about to be out of control. The castle is about to explode when there is not fire sitting around. Actually, we have to make sure that we fully clear the castle, because I want to get Asuna. I believe you get Asuna from one of the pots in the exit just before the front door. Okay, I'll put Ferris in the front row for now. I'll buy a few ice rods to snap. Actually, I don't think we can snap rods once we get GEO and White Mage until we get Freelancer again. Because I believe White Mages can use staves, which are not the same as rods. Mithril Hammer is more damage technically, but again, I think it misses more often. Yeah, let's get some mithril armor. The one downside to rod breaking is that it can eat through your money if you rely on it too much. I feel like the gear we have right now is pretty solid though. Like we got the whip, we got the bell. Mithril hammer is like technically a little bit more damage, but I think losing the utility of the whip and the bell is a little less useful. Because both of those are full damage from back row. The hammer, I believe, is a front row weapon. There are some throwing hammers. Grab the next tier of white magic, because we'll need those eventually. I'm looking at the time magic like I'm going to be able to use it. Weapon types and equipment ability restrictions lineup kept screwing you up. It can be kind of painful sometimes to get like a cool piece of gear and only find out like, oh cool, it's a rod that my Geomancer can't actually use. Katanas are a really limited equipment type, unfortunately. Maybe if I just want to go right in, because we could We could snap rods on Liquid Flame and be fine for the most part. I'll probably end up running from most of the encounters on the ship, though, because getting blinded will really suck. Like, I want to get some levels, but this is an awkward place to do it, because the crew dust will blind you if it's the last enemy alive. The Mystic Knights are strong enough on their own that you're not missing too much, even if you can't use katanas. Like, sword magic is unironically so strong. Because even if you don't have a tremendously powerful weapon, you do have Breakblade. Breakblade will force a break proc on anything that cannot be immune to stone. So, even if you're only gonna, have a basic-ass dagger, you can still just pop Breakblade and one-shot kill anything that is vulnerable to stone. Which is better than casting stone naturally, because most of the time, stone has a chance to miss based on your level and the enemy's level and a bunch of other stuff, but Breakblade simply checks to see if they got hit and if they can be stoned. And then you've got your elemental weaknesses, which either are instant kills at the level 3, like the high tier, the Aga spells, if they are weak to that element, and if they're immune to instant death, and it instead just does a shit ton of damage. Oh wait, I have to go... I think bottom right is where the elixir lives. Let's just go forward in the dungeon, yeah. I think it's an elixir. There's also a moon ring blade in here, which I might grab for a freelancer. That's a really nice option for back row. Oh no, it was this one. I think this is what leads to the... I think that is actually the Rising Sun down there. Or the moon ring blade, sorry. No, moon ring blade is later in the elixir. There should be another pickup down this way, though. Yeah, Masamune is nice. Katanas in general, just the fact that they can crit is really solid. Just by default, I think it's what, like... I think it's Samurai and Freelancer, and that's basically it, right? Knights can't use them, Mystic Knights can't use them. So, very limited weapon type, but... we just so happen to have one of the classes that can. Hee hee hee. There's also some elixirs here in the fire ship that are definitely worth picking up because you eventually get locked out of here permanently. Career day, you can always come back here, but the base game, you are locked out forever once you're done. Elixirs are technically farmable. They're just not super fast to get. Actually, probably should have fought that guy. Liquid Flame is kind of, I think, for most parties, potentially the first big difficulty wall. Because most boss fights up to this point, like, you can kind of struggle through just by very slowly, like, defending, attacking, popping potions, but once you get to Liquid Flame, like, there's just a hard set of mechanics that you have to kind of respect. How much damage is that? 35. Probably trade that out from the Diamond Bell. I'm gonna keep the whip because I want paralysis procs, and then we can always have the option for healing staff if need be. Oh, this should go further in. I thought it was... Oh, no, right. I start from the right side if I want to get everything. Thief's Glove. I don't remember if non-thieves can use it, because it boosts the rate of stealing. And it is technically possible to steal much later in the game, once you get the thief knife. Even if you're not a thief. I'll just grab it just in case. I don't recall if I can or not. The one downside is that once we get our other jobs, we're going to lose a lot of the utility. Like, our damage output is going to go down for a bit. Geomancer can do high damage. They have some goofy stuff that can happen sometimes, but you're at the mercy of the RNG. Those freelancers are a lot more consistent. Like, you can kind of choose how you want to approach a situation. So, like, you know, I can choose I want to have a whip for paralysis procs. I can get a Ashura for potential crits, that kind of stuff. On the other hand, we will at least get the floor damage immunity, which will be really nice once we get to Meat Fort. Once we get to Meat Fort, and that's basically it, because we have no reason to go to the trench. Not unless I really, really want a bunch of the legendary weapons, which I don't think I do. Debating if I want to do Fork Tower for Holy, because Holy is a lot of damage for white mages. I probably should. How are we doing on health, actually? That's tent-worthy. Like, I'm trying to think. The best ones would probably be Assassin's Dagger. Obviously, any, you know, instant kill weapon that can be used by almost any class is excellent. Masamune. Can force Freelancer to always go first, which is nice. What else we got? Like, Sage's Staff could be nice for boosting Holy, I think. Or the whichever, the Staff of Light. Which one boosts Holy? Is that a legendary weapon? Because the thing is, Holy is a lot of damage. So yeah, the option for raise is good. There's also options like the whip and stuff. I don't know. It's probably worth going for Fork Tower, not only for Holy, but also for a couple of other options for the sealed weapons. The Tinkerbell, whatever it's called. Let me actually preload here. Who's the fastest out of their squad right now? 26, 24, 28. Okay, so Ferris, you are going to get a Frost Rod. Oh, maybe I should have bought some more. Totally forgot to buy more Frost Rods. We'll see how we do. I believe the first form is vulnerable to ice. Pretty sure. 1900 damage, not the best, but this early on in the game it is quite good. And then we can also wait in tornado form. Debating if I should just slap on the healing rod and start healing immediately. Maybe I'll start doing that first. can get a crit, maybe. Alright, you do single target fire too. Problem is that every time you attack, it forces a phase change and a counter. So if you attack too quickly, it can be really bad for you. I think ideally the plan would probably be go for Barts and see if I can get crits. I'm gonna get another heal up before we start swinging again. Blaze is annoying, but survivable. The safest strat would probably be try and force the tornado phase and just let it run itself out of MP. You do have to hit, though. That's the important thing. I don't remember if I can paralyze. I don't think Liquid Flame can be paralyzed. That's not a crit. Yeah, in this phase, I could just wait and let it heal itself up fully. But then I've kind of wasted most of my Frost Rod use there. Yeah, I probably should have gone for... Maybe I'll just reset and do that first. We'll let it run out its MP and then go for that. Just zoop through this part. So actually, I'm going to start you with the healing staff first, then. Running out the MP does not turn off all the attacks, sadly, but it does turn off Fyra, which is the most dangerous one, I think, because that's like... Most characters are just going to die straight up once that happens. There's not really a lot you can do about it. Not even put everybody in the back row, because it does have some physicals. And the problem is if you get unlucky and it goes to hand mode instead of tornado mode, it'd be rough. Okay, here we go. Now we just wait. We wait and we heal off Blaze. Oh, I thought Blaze caused sap. I guess it doesn't. Alright, I'm just gonna spend some time waiting here. Fast forward mode. I don't know why I forgot to buy Frost Rods. I don't know if it... I think it does change MP counts in different forms, so I think it can sometimes still get a single cast off. Actually, I think Lena should probably be the one to snap the rod, because I think she's got the best magic. Ooh, nice. Got a crit. Actually, hand mode I think is immune to magic. Yeah, I think the hand mode can get one more cast off. Let's just get frost damage in then. Only 60, a little bit higher. You still have the healing staff, right? You do. Yeah, you can kind of do this where you heal up between phases, get everybody back up. Around the fire crystals when all the like really hard counters start to come out. In Liquid Flame, Biblos can also be a massive pain in the ass for certain parties. Biblos is a massive pain in the ass because he hates physical parties, and also he's very RNG based. So if he decides he's going to slow your entire party as counters, then you just simply have to deal with that. Or if he decides he wants to drain, because drain does a ton of damage. Alright, Bart's in the back row. Oh, right, I didn't switch out your gear. Oops. Alright, alright. We'll bring Bart back into the front row. Just make sure you've got the healing staff. Golif is going to equip something now. Alright, I want to put Bart in front row. Equip for you. Debating if I want to pick up Lena or not. I'm going to hold off, actually, because we really want to try and conserve resources for the Karnak 500. I'm going to have Bart attack and just do as much damage as I can. Hopefully that'll be enough. Get a crit, man! Also, Magnet as a counter is nothing, it's whatever. Fire really sucks as a counter. I really wish I'd just bought a second Ice Rod. That would have actually solved everything. Alright, come on, get us a crit. That's not a crit. Actually, a miss is better because it gives us another shot at a crit without forcing phase change. I'm also gonna pre-fill everybody's bars so we can act immediately after this. That's not a crit. Okay, we're good. If I really wanted to be precious about it, I could be like, oh, I want to kill in man form so that way I get a flame bow. But we don't really need a flame bow, I think. Happy Fiesta. No, I said Festa. I think if I want to go back and save, I probably should. Chip. I'm trying to think. I don't know if there's like an official ruling on what you're supposed to do when the fire crystal explodes, because technically you get some jobs, but not all of them. But since our fire job is technically White Mage, we should have had it from the very beginning, so I don't know if I should be forced. What is the ruling, chat? Because GEO for sure, I think that's one of the first ones you get. Also, in case you're wondering why I'm not picking up Lena, it's because there's a free healing pot right after this. I'm pretty sure you get GEO as one of the first 3 fragments, and the last 2 are from the Black Chocobo later on. Alright, I gotta go through there. zip through cutscenes, because again, we've seen these so many times. It's a werewolf. I thought you got some of the shards. Maybe it is outside, actually. I could have sworn you got the shards before the Karnak 500 starts, but I guess... Okay, yeah, technically we should not have access to the jobs yet, if they're not here. So, if you double back from this room, this pot here is a healing pot. That's a really good place to save. I think we should be able to manage with this squad. I'm going to get you in the front row so I can swing in real quick. Ring, whip, healing staff. I'm going to give you the mithril sword and switch to other as needed. Because we got to put out as much damage as we can get here. Also, we can test and see if I can use the ribbon or not. Because the first ribbon shows up here. Oh, and Golf, I need you to get those hits, buddy. I love that the sorcerer uses physicals. Think, think. There's also a bunch of elixirs and extra money in here, so it's really nice if you're able to handle the Karnak 500, clean it out. Gotta deal with a lot of monsters. I don't remember if you have a counter, do you? Can't paralyze you. You're really a two-turn dude. That's rude. Oh, come on. That's 15 HP more. That's so rude. That's even a shuriken, that's not even that very good. Pop some potions in the menu. This the ribbon? Sorcerers are nicer because they don't fucking counter everything. Yeah, there's the ribbon. Let's see, can I use it? I should be able to, right? Oh no, maybe not. Oh, I could have used the Thief's Gloves, though. I thought it was just Thieves. Alright, you can do better than the leather shoes, then. I could have sworn ribbon was equipable by freelancers, but I guess it's just for dancers. I also don't recall if thieves are allowed to run. Oh, that's right, it's a helmet. Right. So used to other games where it's an accessory piece. Yeah, there we go. Ribbon is a fantastic piece of gear because it is immunity to just about everything and also really good stat-wise. Yeah, let's replace with these leather cap users. Again, freelancers, very good. Actually, I'm going to focus on going for the big goodies here. It's wild that you get it so early in this game, too. I guess they don't expect people to be running, freelancers. Oh, confusion. I'm trying to get paralysis. I don't know if this guy can be paralyzed or not. You know what I should actually do is give Ferris the healing rod and just bop Lena so it stops confusing her. My healing rod. Thankfully, bopping with the healing staff does count for, like, physical attack for breaking confusion. I have Toad, too? Did I buy any mounts? Shit, this could be bad. They can be paralyzed. I'm just getting very unlucky. God, Lena's gonna take so little damage now that she has the ribbon. I want to try and paralyze the sorcerer, actually. Now that we have them locked down. Because there's some nice gear in these side towers as well. I might just try and grab the tower gear and then get out of here. Got no 5 minutes is going to be enough to get both sides and then get out. And also grab everything else. Because you get another Elven Mantle, and the other one has a Mangoche, which is a really nice dagger. It also has a chance to avoid attacks completely. Let's see if I have a Maiden's Kiss. Did I buy any? I do. I have one. Yeah, I also gotta grab Isuna, but we're just gonna skip the tower, or the random pickups here. I just want the tower gear. Much as I would like to get all these elixirs and stuff, we don't really have a super fast kill speed, so... Oh, come on, back attack! Can I run? I think it's technically possible to run, but it just takes forever. Oh my god. Yeah, just act 8 times. You know what? Flame Rod. You better bring it! Oh no, who did I give the ribbon to? Oh no, it was Lena. It was her. Okay, I'm gonna try to go for the sorcerer first, because the Gigas is just damage for the most part, but getting confused and all toaded and shit is really bad. Do you have the healing staff? You do. Yeah, you can also get infinite ribbons later on if you want to. There we go. Makes my life a lot easier. I wonder if we can one-shot the Kurnock. Well, if you can hit them. I don't know, this is gonna be close. It's gonna be very close if we keep missing. God, he wastes so much time to process. Yeah, it's been cool here too. I'm enjoying the cooler weather. Oh, you love to see it. We don't have time to menu and switch out gear. We just gotta go. gauche. Actually, give that to Ferris. I need to do some more damage, and we need to get out of here. Oh no, I say before, it's just you have to do all this again a second time, so... which one was Asuna? I think it was this one? Okay, Sorcerer fight is fine. Sorcerers I can deal with. It's the Gigas, like the full set of Gigas and all his homies, that's the worst one. I don't remember if also the battle speed, I think that would help out here, probably. Okay, Asuna, we're good. The other one I believe is like reset or something, so not tremendously important. Just gotta kill as fast as possible here. If I try to go for the Sergeant, it'll probably take too long with all the actions going on. We might not even stun lock him. Because the problem is enemy attacks you still have to wait for. Yeah, Lightning Scroll, whatever. You can also get Asuna later, but I'd like to have it now, because we're about to get White Mage. BD. Easiest encounter in the entire castle is the Sergeant at the very end, the one that's supposed to be the boss. Alright, at this point, we officially switch our jobs now. Yeah, it's just a sergeant. He wants you to bring it. Okay, so we need Geomancer and we need White Mage. I think I'll make Lena White Mage because I'm going to want to keep her to not get status effects and, well, just by virtue... Oh no, she won't have the ribbon, that's right. Right, we gotta get, we'll get some magic levels and then we can play around with who gets the ribbon. We'll see. God, I definitely need to go get some more gear, though. Oh, I'm gonna miss the Ashura and all that stuff. Good news is we can mostly go back row, because GEO is mostly gonna be casting for damage. Jaunty little hat. Yeah, maybe I'll make Lena GEO too, actually. I think she's got the highest base magic stats, so that'll help with the damage commands. I think I'll do 3 Geos and 1 white. Look at those holes in the equipment list. White. Yeah, Geos can't use the healing staff, unfortunately. Because Flail is very funny, because it's your best damage as a White Mage if you get the 4 White Mage start. It's not very good, but for a White Mage start, it is the best you're going to get for a while. I don't remember if I saved. I should save. Like right now. We did not save. Could you imagine just taking 2 steps, getting an encounter, just getting wiped? Alright, we should probably find some gear. Get some proper robes and shit. Because Chemist is not going to do much better in terms of defensive gear, so we'll take what we can get here. Gotta remember, Bartz is not going to be attacking. Yeah, no rods either, so we have to deal with Soul Cannon legitimately. Oh no, I did say Wet Mage. Actually, no, there's no water casting in this game outside of Leviathan. The good news is that we can now just heal. We got Kira, we got all this good stuff, we got Asuna, so status effects aren't going to be that scary. Bad news is, we are probably going down in damage output, I think. Yeah, Soul Cannon is going to be a little stinky.
Great! I knew that
damn,
groove
Loon
was
too?
in your heart. Oh man, are you ready for this?
Welcome. Everybody from Loon, the Fiesta guy. I'm using up all my shoutouts. I think there's a limited amount of shoutouts you can give a day. Yeah, go follow Loon, bring the barriers. These 4 barriers. We have a weird Soul Cannon fight. We're gonna have Geomancers and White Mage, so it's not gonna be fun, because we can't just solve the problem by snapping lightning at it. Let's go see what our damage output is on our Geos now. I'm just gonna do some hippie shit at them and see what happens. Plus, also, we can start finally getting job points. I thought you had, like, a limited amount per... Like, I know there is definitely a cooldown, but I wasn't sure if there's also, like, a hard limit. It might be. Yeah, this is kind of the problem with Geomancers. They do have AoE spells. But A, it's based on your max level, and B, it is still RNG at the end of the day, so... This might seem, oh, you're getting 300 damage with the command, that's great. And you're correct, that's great when the command goes off. Nope, fast forward. Start making our way to the library. We're dangerously close to being in math range. Oh god, thinking of B-blows too. I think Will-o-the-Wisp does count as fire damage, but it's weird fire damage. Yeah, like, once we get to Chemist and we get our Freelancer, we'll be fine. Well, Chemist and Freelancer is going to come back as a combo deal. Oh, we don't need to attack. Actually, the Diamond Bell's doing decent damage, too. I'm going to turn on my memory. They kind of did Geomancer in FF6 with Mog's dances. Alright, I want to turn on cursor memory. We're also going to save before we cross this desert because there's a very mean man in here. A real stinker. Just going to pace here to get in a random fight so I can very quickly zhuzh across. Because you do not want to fight the Dorm Chimera. The Dorm Chimera, aka I'm going to cast Aqua Rake and you're going to die. And there's not a lot you can do about it. I mean, you can, you just, you know, reload your save. Can Cave-In show up in the library? No, I don't think it does. Earthquake, great. Now we're seeing the downsides of GEO. You have no control over what comes out, which means they may in fact just choose the move that does nothing. First 3 options all with. Yeah, you know what, I'm just gonna run. Dorm Chimera is basically, you fight him if you have a blue mage. Otherwise, just don't. Just don't do it. Oh no, Mog is a natural pole dancer. Have you seen his ass? Have you seen the Ultimania guide? Mog canonically has a pretty big dumpy. I wonder who that's for. God, I love that. Just so many people. You'll roughly end up around 15 by this point. Go fight Ifrit and see how we do. Oh god, Will-O-Wisp was gonna happen against Ifrit too. I don't know if I can still confuse him. Let's try. Yeah, Ignis Fatuus still does cause confusion. I wonder if I can silence him. I don't think I've ever tried silence against Ifrit. Because the problem is Ignis Fatuus heals him a bit, but then it also does confuse him. So we could make him waste a turn. Let's see if I can silence. I think it worked. Bing bong. That bing bong did not do a lot of damage. Why is the damage range on that so weird? Is it just Ignis Fatuus? I think that's all we're gonna get here. Oh no, he did heal himself. I wonder if I could just run him out of MP. How much MP do you have? Oh no, he does slap himself a couple times though. Because Blaze is not a spell, so it doesn't have an MP cost. How much does a regular Cure give us? Is it worth using Cura or Cure? Yeah, that's pretty close to what a Blaze would be. Yeah, I think Silence wears off. I kind of want to see if I can run it out of MP. Yeah, Ifrit is rarely the trouble point. Let me cast Libra, let me see. Just show me how much MP you have. Vulnerable to water. How the fuck are you gonna get water damage right now? And before you say it, Aqua Rake does not count as water damage. Would you have water scrolls? Oh yeah, I guess those do count as water. That does make sense, the water scrolls. Because if I do this, like, the problem is, usually it neutralizes the damage we deal. I think it's because Lena's doing Ignis Fatuus. So I gotta do, like, Ferris or Galoof. No, you're doing 242 as well. Yeah, Aqua Rake is non-elemental, specifically tagged to deal extra damage to desert tagged enemies. Oh yeah, no, you could have Ninja now. Do you not have a weapon? Damn, girl. Why did it sometimes do 65, and why is it now doing 240? Hang on. I gotta pop open... I'm gonna look up live. Nope. Be confused again, I'm reading a guide, please. It's got 1,000 MP, so it is possible to run him out. I'll just take a little bit. Just gotta remember to repop Ignis Fatuus whenever he does this. Now, according to the guides, he has 1,000 MP, so we should be able to run him out. It'll just take a little bit. I'm healing him because Ignis Fatuus is Fire Elemental. What I'm trying to do is run out his MP so he can't keep, you know, casting fire on himself and healing. So the idea is that I just let him heal up to max because he doesn't go past his HP count. And we pretty much always get Ignis Fatuus, so we get to just permanently confuse him when it does proc. When it does proc. There we go. We got 3 shots at it, so it's pretty likely. Just gotta make sure whenever he punches himself to cast the flame that confuses him again. Let's see if we can top anybody off. I think we're pretty close to cap, though. Won't be fast. Turn around again. I'm flipping your ass horizontally. Deal with it. Just need him to cast more Firagas and less fires. And that's honestly kind of the strategy. Like spraying a dog. Whenever it does something bad, it doesn't hurt it, but... Hey, hey, stop it. No, drop it. Fortunately, his MP pool goes a lot slower than Liquid Flames does. I'm waiting for somebody to come up and say, like, actually, this is like a special... He's using special variants of Firaga and Fire and all that that don't actually cost MP. I'm fully waiting for that to happen. I'd expect it. Surely we're at least, like, halfway there at this point. Do a little speed up here and there. Gotta watch out for when he punches himself, because then I gotta zap him again. The problem is that he's not always just casting Firaga, so it'll take a little longer than that. These are kind of the goofy strategies that I like that you have to do with Fiesta. Can I give you a weapon? Do you have anything that you can use right now? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it didn't give you a weapon because it's not expecting you to be able to use one with what we've got. Other nice thing with confusing him, it's kind of wasting his turn. Spending his ATB just to slap himself or just waste his MP. Yes, yes, 3 Firagas in a row. Because even if I were to give Bartz, like, the flail, I don't think we'd have a ton of damage output. think it's also just random which spell he picks, so... Surely you're almost done by now. If only I had Blue Mage, I could cast magic. Well, if I had Blue Mage, I could actually be attacking him with stuff. Like passing, like, arrow and stuff. Oh yeah, no, we did Libra earlier, so I wanted to see if I could see his current MP cost, or his current MP count, and he's weak to both ice and water, because water is not super common. I forgot one of the rare instances of water scrolls being, like, kind of useful. I think as long as we can stock enough casts of Gaia, usually within 3 casts he's good. I would have access to ice if I still had Freelancer, I could snap rods. But we lost that when we got Fire Crystal. We were only going to get it back once we get the Earth. Faraga. Thing is, when I start seeing the MP low thing, like when I see the out of MP, I still have to wait a bit. So I have to make sure he's low on MP because he's trying to cast Fira, like just basic fire, not Fira. That could still be a lot of damage. Yeah, no, we don't have no Beastmaster shenanigans today, unfortunately. Beastmaster, you can one-shot Byblos. There's a certain monster that I believe can cast an instant death spell that works on him. Like I said, Beastmaster, potentially very strong, you just have to be willing to accept that you're gonna have to go out of your way to do stuff for it. Yeah, I am a little sad about not being able to fire rod the Soul Cannon. I don't remember if I can get Air Slash. Yeah, catching stuff before Gourd also sucks. I think the biggest change I would personally make to Beastmaster is make it so, like, once you capture something, you can, like, stockpile it for later. Okay, there's Firaga out of MP. Okay, still got some juice for Fyra. Okay, Fyra's done. Let's really try and get every last drop out of there. Maybe not turn them into items, but maybe, like, you know, you get X amount of uses per fight that refill. So, like, let's say you capture, you know, maybe there's a cap on certain monsters, but, like, you don't have to go all the way back if you want to drop yellow dragons or whatever. Maybe based on, like, how many Beastmasters you have in the party. Alright, still able to do regular fire, but we might be out. Yeah, still got regular fire in there. Should be running out very soon, though. Okay, he is officially out of juice. I'm gonna wait for him to hit himself, and then we start swinging regular style. I'll swap out Bart's to do flailing as need be, if this even does any damage. 88. It's not going to do anything, though. I could front row. I might actually have to front row. Because you've got the bell, that's fine. But Ferris might have to go front row for a little bit. I forgot he's got high kick too. Like I need every point of damage I can get here. Ooh, that is a lot of number though. 156, oh baby, triple digits. Oh no, you can't use the healing staff, that's right. Trade out Bart's for the healing staff again. $174 damage. The best we're gonna do here. And normally this fight is not nearly this difficult. I think Ignis Fatuus should at least be good against Byblos. Because he should be weak to fire, and I believe it is considered fire elemental. Ugh. I think that'll wear off. Interesting that he's barely using his spells now. Oh yeah, there's Blaze. I forgot he had Blaze too. Alright, Bart is back up. We'll just do a full target heal. 48 damage? Come on. Because the one issue with the healing staff, it's only ever going to be single target. Like, it's really solid if it's your only source of healing early on, but you still have the issue of single targets being kind of rough. There's AoEs coming out. Takes a while to get everybody back up. Not another Blaze, I'll just Kira. Better believe we're gonna go save after this. Get the fuck out of the library, go save immediately. I think there is a save point later on, but I really don't want to risk it. I also maybe grab a weapon for Lena. Give her something to do. I think we should be okay with Geos, though. For Byblos. How are you not dead yet? How are you still high kicking and also attacking specifically my physical attacker? There you go. Use more of that. Cast more spells. It'll go great for you. There we go. I think this is probably the longest I've had to fight Ifrit in any of my Fiesta runs. Oh, right, I forgot this. I do have the Fiesta subset enabled for retro achievements, so I got a little achievement pop up there. We're not in math range, so I shouldn't get one shot if I'm trying to escape. Yeah, 13, we're good. Ned's not a liar. He always tells the truth. Just go through. Alright, you just use the bookshelf and it opens back up. Okay. See if we can handle Biblos at level 13. I think you can also just snap a single fire rod and one-shot Biblos, if you have the option. He's extremely weak to fire, so casting Faraga at this point of the game is just... he just kind of dies. Just fucking dead. No, I'm not getting into any fights. Nice try. Not today, Satan. Ah, well, I would simply have the bone mail equipped and also have the flame ring equipped, so that way I take double damage, but then also heal double as much. And then I would forget I had the bone mail equipped and cast Kiraga and fucking die. Honestly, unless I were to do like 10 plus runs, I'm pretty sure that Ifrit fight is easily going to be the longest of any Ifrit fight, even all the ones I do combined. Alright, we can't run from this one, I think. Whoop. Thankfully, most of the enemies here are considered books, so they can be burnt. You can run this one? Oh well. We actually get to deal damage with our Geomancers, so I'm gonna take it. Yeah, there's a save point right here. I did not want to risk it. Mid? Rude. Walked in here immediately, they're calling the child mid. Trapped in a stippy web. Does he counter Ignis Fatuus? He does, but it's protect, so it's not that bad. Drain is the big issue. Drain fucking sucks. I think it's also random whether or not he even counters sometimes. Keep Bard on deck for whatever's necessary. Smack himself on the head with a healing rod. God, I love that. I love the idea of just a white mage smacking themselves on the head with their healing rod. Yeah, Biblos really fucking sucks for physical attackers. Because he puts up Protect as a counter, and he also does Slow, and he does Drain, so every time you hit him, you're generally dealing less damage. Okay, he's got one slash too. I've got Kira, making me the victor. Ooh, you love to see a miss on Drain. You don't... Actually, Magic Hammer is fine on the Geo. That's whatever. Geos don't really spend MP on their own. I don't know what the spread is on Ignis Fatuus. Okay, I'm gonna pump the brakes. Okay, you could kill Lena. That's cool. I'm gonna say I want to pump the brakes so I can not trigger every counter here, but apparently we're just gonna do that. He also does attack on his own. It's not that you can just wait out counters, like you do specifically have to still keep attacking, which is why this fight really sucks for physical parties. You do not have the luxury of time. Okay, yeah, I can just use Wing Slash. Sure, that's cool. Might just have to try and go for a kill, honestly. Yeah, we're fine. Weird. Biblos was easier than Ifrit. Actually, that's not entirely true. Biblos did deal more damage, just Ifrit took fucking forever. Got our first white magic. Inheritable. Yeah, GEO, you at least get to force fire damage for the most part, unless you grind to level 51, which if you need to get to level 51 to beat Biblos with Geomancer, you are probably doing something wrong. Yeah, GEO's like, they start off okay, and then they just kind of fade into obscurity, mediocrity. I think their one saving grace is that I want to say when you fight Ned, you do get a forced air slash. I think that's the only real effect that comes out of Gaia against Ned. And I don't remember if that does get boosted. Can they use air knives? Not sure how that works as like an elemental. Mid. Yeah, maybe he wouldn't run away if he stopped calling the kid Mid. I'm pretty sure that cutscene does heal you, but I want to make sure. I don't remember if we have to go... Do we go desert first and then we're like, oh, we can't cross? So it's very mean that one of the results you can get here is Earthquake and then it's all flying enemies. There we go. Earthquake is at least nice because it's not traditional Final Fantasy Quake, so it doesn't hurt your guys. I'm pretty sure it is Karnak, I just wasn't sure. I don't really want to make the trip back a second time. It sucks, because you do need to get some levels to get, like, the entire spell pool for Geomancer, but then at the same time, like, you're still at the mercy of the RNG. Still remember the message that Gilgabot sends on Twitter when you would get assigned Geomancer, like, twinkle, twinkle, little bell, Geomancer sure is swell. And I'm like, no, it's not! It's not! Stinky! Okay, yeah, pretty sure you don't actually have to do that. Alright, let's zhuzh back home. Consult with nerds. Gotta do the old save and be real careful crossing the desert. I really don't want to fight Dorm Chimera. Alright, we're charging our chicken knife. Yeah, you had to play the mobile version of FF5, but you did at least get the full stock of GEO spells right out of the gate. Oh no, isn't it? It's the pub, isn't it? Not the inn. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Oh my god, get out of the way! What are you doing? Can you move? Can you move? I'm gonna shit. I'm gonna burn Karnak down a second time. If Rhoda keeps walking in my way like this. I don't care that I don't have a black mage. I'll figure out a way. I got a freelancer. I can equip Flame Tongue. Punch your grandpa. Oh, Sandworm is also gonna suck too, because I can't control what comes out of Gaia. Oh, this might suck a little bit. So I'm pretty sure you don't get to pick the target for Gaia, you just press Gaia and then something comes out. So it's very likely it'll just decide, we're attacking holes today. White Mage is not going to contribute a significant amount of damage either. So let's see what weapons I have. What can I give to Lena? Can I buy more bells? No. We have the flail already. I think it's a Mithril Knives is the best option. That's painful. And like silver armlets are decent for defense, but they also make us act slower, and I really don't want to act slower. Here, you get a knife. Oh yeah, I forgot this guy becomes a shop too. Do you sell any bells? You do sell some bells. Might just have to be diamond bells. I forgot, this is the weird equipment vendor that only opens after you do the steamship. Because we really don't want to be doing physical attacks with a GEO if we can help it. Actually, does Sandworm even have physicals? I think it's mostly just the quicksand, right? Because quicksand, it's like it's not considered a physical, so it doesn't matter my row. So I could just have Ferris in the front and get more damage out of the Mangosh. I don't think I have to go to the steamship again, do I? No. No, I do. Do we go to Crescent Island first, or do we go to the Sandworm? Could grab a Death Sickle. Nice treat for future. It is funny how quickly your transportation gets destroyed in this game. We can't go to Jacko right now, can we? I don't remember if it's like fully landlocked here. Just not sure if they have anything decent for me right now between White Mage and GEO. Probably nothing that Crescent doesn't already have, right? Mage Mashers. I mean, that would be a way to do silence. I don't think I want to do that. We'll just go to Crescent. I'm definitely a little under-leveled. Especially for this party. Boy, I sure love having a ship. I also love that it's not even the sink. The ship doesn't even sink. It's just that it falls into a holding bay. It is the ship parking lot. It's not that your method of transportation gets destroyed here, it just becomes temporarily inaccessible. You're just getting the free upgrade to the flying ship. There's also a song here if you're Bard, but we're not Bards, so there's no point. Does this magic shop anything new? Level 2 black magic. Yeah, it's just black magic. Yeah, they sell Bard gear. What about defensive-wise? What do we got? The Sage's Surplus is actually good. The Sage's Surprise. Yeah, Lix has Asuna, but we already picked it up during the Karnak 500. Bart's just immediately declaring, I'm gonna catch it. So these are quite the crystal shards to weigh him down that much. How big were these? I don't know, it really looked like it was just kind of getting weighed down. I like to imagine that they're just full-size crystals. Alright, let's think here. Because, like, I could farm a Death Sickle, but it wouldn't have any benefit to me right this second. I want to see what we get out of Gaia in the Sandworm fight. God, I forgot how slow this is. I'm so used to playing Career Day with the full, like, airship ready to go. So you can only land in forest, so I gotta park there. Wait, don't I go to the library first, I think? Actually, let's pop a couple Gaias, because we'll likely get Earthquake, and I want to start getting some turtle shells. They're a surprise tool that will help us later. Right, healing staff is still set up. Yeah, no, Lix is not, like, required, but it is a cheaper source of potions and whatnot, which can be nice. my nerds. Oh, do you not actually have to go to the library? I thought you did. Oh, whatever. It's a healing pot. Alright, let's see what we get. Gaia isn't magic, right? According to Omniscient, that's hippie shit. Does not count. So I shouldn't be sorry if I do this. Let's just do a test run and see what happens when I Gaia here. Get Sandstorm. That is a pathetic amount of damage. Is it just Sandstorm? Is it nothing else? A very mediocre amount of damage. Yeah, I think we're just getting Sandstorms. I think we just deal regular damage. Yeah, we'll just... Let's do one attempt at it, and if not, maybe I'll just get some levels, go for it next stream. Diamond Bell. You can stay in the front row. Bartz will stay in the back for healing. It's gonna be slow going, but I think we can do it. As long as I'm not touching the wrong hole. God, there's so much time to wait before the actual fight starts, too. Alright. Yeah, I don't think a quicksand would do too much. Alright, damage output's not terrible. Just get the healing staff out of there. Want to wait for you to move. Mid is from the same school of advice as attack while its tail's up. Yeah, this should be pretty doable. Yeah, Barrett's a slow talker. We also have the advantage of being able to multi-target. We can stay ahead of the sap effect. Just gotta be patient. Can't believe a bell-wielding Geomancer is my highest damage output right now. Because I think normally with a healing staff you can keep up with Sap, but if he decides to do the single target attack at the same time against the same person, if he just keeps doing it, it can be kind of rough. Or he decides to just keep popping quicksand as well. The Soul Cannon fight is what I'm kind of worried about. Fire, earth, AoE. But again, you would have to grind to level 50 against the Sandworm. That's like Berserker levels. Even Berserker wouldn't have to hit 50, I'm pretty sure. Berserker, you definitely want to get some levels to account for bad RNG, but like I don't think you'd have to grind that much. That's kind of the one thing I'm worried about. I don't know how good Wind Slash is going to be against Soul Cannon. Is it immune to wind? If that's the case, that could be a problem. 100% immune, great! Looks like we're gonna have to grind for some angel rings. If I'm suddenly level 30 for the next stream, you'll know why. Because we can't get the 4th crystal. That's the Soul Cannon blocks the Ronka Ruins in the first place, so we don't get the 4th crystal until that. That'll be pretty tough. We'll see what we can do. I think we'll wrap it up there though, because we've been going about 3 hours. I might have to do some grinding off stream. You might see me a lot buffer next time. I'm gonna have to give myself a buffer to get buffer. But thanks for stopping by, everybody. Thank you to Loon and Dubs and Jenny Beans for all the raids. It is much appreciated. If you're not already following me, please do so. It would help me out a whole bunch. I'm gonna hop off now. Who's live that we can host y'all over to? Looks like Doc is doing some cowbees. Looks like he's playing some Far Far West, aka Wet Wet Farts. Got him. But yeah, go check him out. If you're not already following, please do so. Helps me out a whole bunch, you know, the usual thing. Follow, like, subscribe, comment, social media, algorithm. Follow me on Blue Sky, go to my Discord. I swear it's not just art spamming bots. It's only sometimes art spamming bots. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow. Probably not going to be FF5, because I think I'll have to do a little bit of grinding. I'm not sure what I'll do tomorrow. We'll see. Alright, gang, have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your day.